the Dunkin' Donut. The origin of the Dunkin', it started here, so that's why we do have so many Dunkin' Donuts. So we can start out life in Boston.
Well,
there's actually about 2,000 Dunkin' Donut in the city. So
wow.
There's a considerable amount of donut shops here. It's, yeah, just within the the greater Boston area. Within Boston itself, there's over 200. Just within the city. So the waterfront, the Back Bay, there's over 200 of them. It's mostly about the coffee.
Okay, that's interesting.
There is a donut and sushi place in the Back Bay, so you can get donuts and sushi. We've got, it's called the Blackstone Block coming up. It's home to the oldest restaurant in the country. It's called the Union Oyster House. They claim to be the first place to use the toothpick. And it is the best colonial ambiance in the whole city. So, best ambiance for colonialism. It's the Oyster House on the left.
Bricks. There are so many fucking...
Faneuil Hall to the left-hand side.
Oh.
Faneuil Hall with the grasshopper on the roof there. The grasshopper is the spy detector. So during the War of Independence, the War of 1812, you said you were from Boston, somebody would ask you what is on top of Faneuil Hall. And if you didn't know what it was, then you were a spy and shot. So it is important to remember what's on top of that building.
I can't see the top of the building.
There's a bell up there as well. It hadn't worked in over 100 years until a guy went up there with a can of WD-40. I'm sure you guys have WD-40 nicely. Faneuil Hall, built 1746. The old State House. This was the British government. This is the head of the British government, right in this building. The major events that went down here were the Boston Massacre, March 5th, 1770. It's when five Bostonians are gunned down by British soldiers. And the Queen of England was presented with a check in 1976 to pay her back for the tea. So she is officially paid back for the tea party now. The building to our left here was one of the first town jails. And our current City Hall is going to be on the right-hand side. Our City Hall was recently voted the ugliest building on the planet.
Oh. This is ugly. I have to admit that.
Yes, I'm looking at you.
So back to the left, we've got King's Chapel Burying Grounds, the oldest in the city. nobody really famous over there. That's this Barren Ground is filled with our original Bostonians, the first governors. The granary to the right-hand side is home to Sam Adams, James Otis, John Hancock, Paul Revere, Mother Goose, Ben Franklin's parents. Something terribly exciting up there. The first subway station in the country is the kiosk just off to our right. The first subway, 1898, our subway got started. And if you walk downstairs inside the kiosk there, you'll see this big mosaic on the wall to the subway.
Oh, that building. I see what you. Ba 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 ba. I'm hating it.
This area to our right here is called Boston Common. So all of your maps are going to have Boston Common on it. This is the area to the right. It's been used for a variety of purposes over the years, including livestock raising, executions, burying grounds, the town stocks.
This is very short. And just oh, you didn't see that.
Yeah, I'll race you for pink slips. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Wish I could do that. The central Barren Ground coming up off to our right hand side. It's home to Sam Adams. It's not really anybody famous over here, just Gilbert Stuart is our famous guy. Now Gilbert Stuart, this fella, he was a portrait artist, and he painted the portrait of George Washington. It's on the $1 bill. So he's a very, very famous fellow.
Okay.
So to your left is the public garden. It was built in 1837.
sorry about that. Actually, I'm not fucking sorry. Oh no, I'm fucking not. Anyway. Holy fucking
There's some ducks coming up on our left from children's book called Mayfield Ducklings. They're the most photographed spot in the whole city, right there. Those ducks have more pictures and postcards. See, somebody's taking their picture right now. Doing some drawing about them. There was a children's book called Make Way for Ducklings, and it's about that.
Alright, that's interesting. This video is probably getting boring quickly.
So we've got the Beacon Hill right here. A lot of families with a lot of old money lived over here. So families have been rich for a very long time, in some cases hundreds of years. They live in Beacon Hill.
Well, they are skating alright, and that's...
Yeah, got a little ice skating rink. That's the only way I know it's winter right now. Given the temperature, my goodness. 70 degrees yesterday. Jeez, great. Puppy! There's just cute babies.
There are so many fucking
New York was a few years ago at that time, and it was frost freezing then.
Oh, last year was wicked winter last year.
Okay.
Just I don't know what's going on this year. It's just it's hot. But we didn't have a summer, so I have a winter. You know.
Okay, who is that? Horseman.
Are you with us?
Yes. Thank you.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah, that's a monument to the 54th Massachusetts. It's the first free black regiment to fight during the Civil War. They were formed up in Massachusetts. The officer in charge, the colonel, was Robert Gould Shaw. The Shaw family were big abolitionists.
That's interesting.
Abolitionist is means you're anti-slavery is what abolition means. Also to the left is General Joseph Hooker, also of the Civil War. His last name is Hooker, and he is actually the origin of the term hooker. He was rather fond of the ladies. So when women are seen coming and going from camp, they were called hookers. So the term hooker is adopted because of him.
Okay, now this will be continued in the next video.
So
See you there.
where are you guys from? Your new ones?
London.
Okay. Thanks for the country.